to section 13.1, exponent to logs. And I want to remind you that you, in addition to the homework that you guys have, you do need to work on your final review assignment. So tonight's homework is page 735. You're going to do numbers 1 through 8, which shouldn't take you too long. But you do need to work on the final review assignment, which was given to you before the break. Grab it, baby, please, and sit. So that's pretty much going to be the entire month of May. Whatever assignment I've given you, I purposely shortened it so that you could have time to work on the final review assignment. By the end of May, you should have your review assignment complete, at the very least. The idea is to get as much done as you can, so when you come to Our Power, you can get questions answered on whatever it is that you need help on still. All right, so what you're going to be given tonight is an example of how to go from exponential writing to log function writing. So you should have your homework in front of you so you can see what I'm talking about. If I give you three numbers, 64, 8, and 2, you should be able to tell me that the relationship between these three numbers. Lachey, can you move your chair, honey, please? Can you move? So you should be able to tell me how these three numbers are related. So I think that most of us will recognize that in an exponential form, if you're ever unsure about how this works, you just try different exponential forms. So you would try like 2 to the 8th, 8 squared, 64 squared, 64 to the 8th, and see if it gives you that third number. So 2 to the 8th, you've already used the 2 in the 8th. Does that equal 64? 8 squared, does that equal 64? 64 squared, does that equal 8? 64 and 8 you already used, does that equal 2? And so on and so forth. You're just literally messing with the three numbers to see, when you manipulate it with an exponent, which of these forms is the actual truth? Which of these is the actual correct statement? So take out your calculators, please, and tell me, is 2 to the 8th 64? Don't yell it out. I'm actually going to have you hold up your calculators, please, because I want to make sure everybody has theirs. Hold it up, please. Liz, do you have a calculator, honey? All right, try that, you guys. What is 2 to the 8th? And see if you get 64. So is 2 to the 8th 64, yes or no? No. So this is not the true statement. Is 8 squared 64?
Yes.
Yes. Now these actually look pretty ridiculous. 64 squared, there's no way 64 squared is being 8. What? It doesn't make any sense. So when they ask me for the exponential form, my answer is 8 squared equals 64. This is how I'm going to do my homework. I'm going to write 8 squared equals 64. Now the other form is logarithmic form. Thank you. And I don't know why this is not working, but look, it fell off again. Can you go from table to table, because there's ones that are already falling off. The purpose of a log is to solve for the, say it everybody together. The purpose of a log is to solve for the purpose of a log is to solve for the purpose of a log is to solve for the exponent. Which one of these is the exponent? 2. So you know you're solving for the exponent. So now we just have log base 8 of 64. And the reason why the 8 is down here is because if I were to do the piggyback, 8 squared equals 64, which is what I said was in my exponential function. So if I want to write this in logarithmic form, this is how it looks. No, this is the same as this. Good question. Yes. Questions on example 1? All right, sometimes the numbers aren't so clear cut. So if I give you example 2, if I give you 4, 14, and 38,416. I'm going to start trying some numbers here for exponential form. It maybe could be 4 to the 14th or 14 to the 4th. Thank you so much. But I really doubt that the base or the exponent is 38,416. Do you guys believe that? Like, I really doubt, like, this 64 being the base. It's the biggest number. Like, it's not like my number got smaller. So why would the base be 38,416? So I have a feeling it's one of these two. Are you convinced of that? So now you just have to check your calculator. Is 4 to the 14th 38,416? Or is 14th to the 4th 38,416? Which one is it? Good. So exponential form tells me that 14th to the 4th is 38,416. So on tonight's homework, all I have to do is say, okay, 14 to the 4th equals 38,416. So now that I need to write this in log form, can you go later, honey? Because I don't want you to be lost. Now that I want to write this in log form, the purpose of a log is to solve for the exponent. So what's the exponent here? 4. So 4 equals log base what? 14 of 38,416. What do you guys think? Doable?
Yes.
So all we're doing today is going back and forth between log and exponential form. I want to do one more with you that has to do with fractions so that you recognize that it's the same exact thing with fractions. Nothing's going to change. Example 3. Let's say I have 1/2, 6, and 36. See if we can just write out all the options here for exponential. 1/2 to the 6th, does that equal 36? Or 6 to the 1/2, does that equal 36? Or 36 to the 6th, does that equal 1/2? The heck? Or 36 to the 1/2, does that equal 6? Without yelling it out, can you give me another option of how this order could go? What am I missing? Guys, please look up there. Don't yell it out. Victoria, can you tell me? 1/2 to the 36th power equaling 6. Am I missing anything else? 6 to the, like, really, 6 to the 36, that equals 1/2. That, even writing this looks ridiculous. Yeah, that's the answer. Yeah, that one. So you just have to figure out which one of these is the true statement. Can you take a minute and do it on your own, please? Tell me which one's the true one. Pass me your phone, Sean, please. Sean, pass me my phone. Sophia, which one is it? Did you find it, baby? 36 to the 1/2 is 6. This is the true one. We already remember that 1/2 power is the same thing as a square root. So just as a reminder, this is the same thing as the square root of 36 equaling 6. Just in case you forgot. Alright, so that's how you write it in exponential form. Now I want to write it in logarithmic form. The purpose of a log is to solve for the exponent. So what's the exponent here?
1/2.
So 1/2 is equal to the log base of 36 of 6. Here's your doyo. You can leave it there, Simone. Thank you. -3, 1/64, and 4. Ready? What'd you guys get for the exponential form? Ready? Thank you. Raise your hand if that's what you got. Nice. Zuhair, can you give me the log form? So let's say it like this. Log base 4 of 1/64. Can you say that again, please?
Log base 4
Over? Of. So say it again.
Log base 4 of 1/64.
Good. So when you go to pre-cal next year, you say it right. You can't be like, I have Ms. Riad right. I don't know how to say it, right? Okay. All right. Nothing changes if it's a 3, and then you guys can start tonight's homework. So last example, example 4. So I give you 1/3, 7, and 3/43. Same property that you would have had with the 1/2. 1/3, 1/2, the same thing. So Lauren, if I gave you $1 million, do you think you could guess what the exponential form was? $1 million you wouldn't even try to guess, girl? You would just stare at me because I'm cute? Come on, girl. $343 to the equals $1 million. Just pretend you have $1 million. Would you guys remember me if you won $1 million? Would you just throw some my way? It's a little something, like a little, you know. Hey, Ms. Riad, good looking out. Nothing? No. All right. Hey, you guys forget about me already? What about log? Can you tell me what that would look like, Jessica, please? Yes. Give me a summary, please. Today I learned.